Okay, straight in, we are winning away to AC, and that's obviously a really tricky match, so we want to hold on to this. And if you look at the match momentum, they are slowly coming at us now, so we need to lock this game down. So to the tactics screen we go. Now, I'll do this in stages. The first thing I'm going to do is have a look at my team instructions. What of these can I make less aggressive so we get a little bit more safer? Now, the first thing I'm looking at is the tempo. We're doing a higher tempo, and if you look at the higher tempo, it means you're moving the ball around in urgent fashion, quickly. But what that can also mean is you're going to lose the ball a bit as well. So we'll tone the tempo down first. Natural one is to go to time wasting, but I'm not going to do that hardcore yet. I'm just going to bring it halfway because there is still 13 minutes to go. I'm actually not mad at run at defence because that means they'll keep the ball and run it, and we might get a foul or a set piece, and into that will come play for set pieces as well. It just means we can waste a little bit more time. I don't have Be More Expressive clicked. If I did, I would instantly take that off, and I will actually add Be More Disciplined. It just means your team stick to the shape a little bit better. Now, I feel like this one is a big one when possession is lost. If you look at your counter press, it basically means that these 6 players here will run around like maniacs trying to win it back. Now, we're trying to hold on to the league, so I want to keep my shape a bit better, so I'll drop that and even add regroup, meaning they'll get back into a bit of a better shape. I will keep counter on though, because we don't want to be too dormant when we get the ball, so I'll keep counter on for now. Distribution, however, I will ask the keeper to slow it down a bit. There's no point going for a quick pass and giving the ball away. Next off, it's off to set pieces. Now, obviously, attacking set pieces, we've got a lot of players committed up there. You can even say there's 9 players committed and only 2 back. So we're into set pieces, and what we want to do first is make sure the recovery defenders are a higher priority than the others, because this is defensive scenarios. Now, frustratingly, I can't set them all to stay back, which is what I would normally do, so they're all going to be in this zone here. But they're all stay back if needed. Now, if you look at the screen there, you can see all the Ds. We've got D1, D2, all the way up to D6, just meaning it's a bit more defensive. We're also going to play it short, so hopefully when he plays it short to C2, the D guys, the defenders, will kind of come back that little bit faster. Once you've got it set up, I recommend saving the routine, calling it defensive, then you can just simply load that in when it's time to lock it in. Player roles is next. Now, we've got quite an aggressive team here. You can see we've got wing backs on attack, we've got inside forwards, we've even got a register in central midfield. So rather than a wholesale change in formation where we maybe drag people back, sacrifice a striker, first thing I like to do is just make the roles a little less aggressive. And one key one is I don't want players to roam around. If you look at the register, he's actually a really aggressive player from that defensive midfield zone, and he roams from his position. So I don't want to upset the balance of the team, so I'll keep him in the defensive midfield zone, but I'll simply change his role to a less aggressive one. It's also worth at this point checking your player instructions you've added. For example, I've got to take more risks on Fatesi because he's good with the ball, so we'll take that off. It's a similar story for the wing backs. They don't need to be on attack when there's only 10 minutes to go, so let's drop them back down to support. Now, the forward positions, I do need to keep some sort of attacking threat, so I don't really like to change them too much, or maybe have a little look at their player instructions I've added and calm them down a bit. For example, with Quadrado, I've got him shooting more often and roaming from position. We're going to take both of them off, so he keeps the ball a bit better and sticks to his shape. As time goes on, you do of course have the option to change his role as well, maybe to an inverted winger. That gives you the added option of dropping him further back in the last couple of minutes. Next, you'll take a look at your opposition, and they're going to have some good players both in attacking positions and probably wing backs as well. So what I like to do is basically leave the centre backs with the ball. To do that, I'm going to ask my wingers to mark the opposition full backs. And what I've started doing is asking my strikers to mark the defensive midfield zone. So they hover around this position here, hopefully meaning that the wing backs and the midfield are covered, and the only outlet for the keeper is going to be the 2 centre-backs. As time goes on, now we're in the 87th minute and they haven't added to the shots that much. It's at this point I'll even add more time wasting. Now there's only a couple of minutes to go. And what I probably should have done a bit earlier was drop the press right down. That will mean you keep your shape a lot better. I don't like to drop the defensive line too deep because you're going to invite a load of pressure, but we can drop that step up more. Those changes helped us get over the line, secure a big win. Once you've got a setup you're happy with, you can even make a copy of the tactic and just have your defensive version ready to lock games out rather than your attacking version right through the match. But again, those were just my techniques to lock down a match, especially away from home. If you have some techniques, pop them in the comments.